Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming the Winter is Coming tag that was just created by Christy, who is a fellow Canadian beauty blogger. She tagged me to do it and I liked the questions, so I thought I would go ahead and answer them. It is a bit more of a lifestyle tag. I'm not even sure if there's any beauty questions involved in it, but I thought it was kind of fun because it gives you the opportunity to get to know me a little bit better. The first question is winter your favorite season? And no, it's not my favorite season. Fall is, but winter is my second favorite. So it definitely beats out spring and summer for me. The second question is what is your favorite winter sport? And I guess I would have to say in recent years it would now be snowboarding because that's what I enjoy doing the most. When I was younger, it was definitely figure skating. I used to figure skate competitively up until I was I think I was 16 or 17 when I quit, so that was my favorite back then, but I've definitely transitioned into snowboarding. And I used to ski too, but I found I had skied so many years of my life that it just got really, really boring for me. I never looked forward to going out onto the hill when I was skiing in my 20s, and it wasn't until I decided to pick up snowboarding that I then fell back in love with going out to the mountain and like plummeting down a hill. The third question is, what is your favorite winter beverage? And I guess I would go with mulled wine or vin chaud, as they call it in France. We don't have it a whole lot in Canada. You can get mulled wine at Christmas markets and stuff like that, but it's not something like I don't make it and I definitely don't go out of my way to purchase it anywhere because I don't even think you can, but it's just a really good warm winter drink. It's got wine in it, which I love, and it's just spicier and more inviting and warm. It's just a really delicious drink. And if this question is thinking more like Starbucks, I've kind of gotten off of the special Starbucks drinks as I've gotten older. I used to love pumpkin spice latte and like the gingerbread latte, I think it was, or any of those sweet drinks from Starbucks. But the older I've gotten, the less I can handle just how sweet those drinks are. It's too overpowering. And I used to make fun of my parents because they couldn't handle like super sweet things, and now I'm that person. I'm just like, oh, it's too much. It's just like liquid sugar and it doesn't even taste good to me, and that's really kind of sad. I would rather just have like a flavored coffee like an Irish cream or just like straight coffee. That works for me. The fourth question is New Year's or Christmas or another favorite holiday that you have, kind of like make you pick kind of thing. I guess I'll go with Christmas. New Year's always feels like an enormous letdown. I don't think I've ever had a New Year's that I thought was overly successful. You either make huge plans to go out and it costs you a bloody fortune, or you're at home and it should feel monumentous, but it never does. So New Year's is a shitty one. Christmas feels more warm, friendly, family, inviting kind of thing. I have to say though, I prefer the lead up to Christmas and the actual day of Christmas. Christmas Eve in my family was always more like the magical night kind of thing. We didn't open presents, but it was the anticipation of Christmas morning, and we'd have like a beautiful meal the night before. So Christmas Eve leading into Christmas would be like my favorite holiday. The next question is best Christmas present as a kid, and my memory's not great. The older I get, the less I remember what happened in my youth. So I don't really remember specific presents and how much I love them. The only one that really comes to mind was something like an Easy Bake Oven, but I don't think it was intended for food. It was the kind of stuff where you cooked like Fimo in it, so you could make jewelry and bracelets and just kind of like hardened plastic or whatever the heck Fimo is made out of. I really liked that present, but I couldn't even tell you how old I was. I'm pretty sure it was a Christmas present. It might have been birthday, but my birthday's in January, so they all kind of like mushed together. But yeah, it was some kind of like Easy Bake Oven. And that's literally the only thing I can think of as a present now that I'm older that I got at Christmas. I really can't think of anything else. I was never a Barbie dolls kind of person, so I don't have anything like that to remember. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank, guys. The Easy Bake Oven was the only thing I can remember. The sixth question is, do you prefer playing in the snow or staying inside with a book and tea or some sort of hot beverage? Honestly, a little bit of both. There are times where I enjoy going out in the snow, and I think Christy said this as well, the older you get, the more you realize just how soggy and wet you are. So it depends on the type of snow. If it's around freezing, I don't enjoy it as much. If it's colder, like -10, that's much better because you've got less of a chance of the snow melting on your clothing and skin and just like making you really, really soggy. Last year we were in Wisconsin for Christmas, and we actually were at David's parents' place, and we had the opportunity to like, well, they have a hill on their lot, so we could like sled down it, so that was a lot of fun, but it's been a long time since I actually like played in the snow like that. As for staying inside and reading, honestly, I love to read. I don't read nearly as much as I used to, and it kind of drives me crazy because I'm more likely doing something like blogging or watching YouTube videos, something like that. The 7th question is, what is your favorite Christmas movie? And I like a lot of the holiday movies. I don't necessarily care to specifically watch a particular movie every single year. I just kind of like having them on in the background and just playing either on Netflix or we have a lot of DVDs and Blu-rays of Halloween holiday movies. So I just kind of stream those constantly. I have found though that Netflix's selection of holiday movies is not great. I felt like there was a few last year, but not nearly as many as I wanted to see. Anyway, the 2 I pulled out are Elf and Home Alone. I don't think you can go wrong with these movies. They are fun. Every single time I watch them, you know, get me into the spirit of the season. The 8th question is, what is the worst thing about winter? And this is gonna make people laugh or maybe infuriate them. The worst thing about the winter season is the number of people that complain about it. You all need to shut the hell up with your complaints about winter. They drive me crazy. My office is filled with people moaning about the cold weather, complaining about the snow, bitching about their commute in, and I'm just like, guys, you're making it worse for yourself. The more you hate on a season, of course you're going to hate it and you're going to be miserable for months until it's over. There was some sort of article I read, I think last year, and it was in one of the Nordic countries, and they were just saying that they appreciate winter and they love to go out in it. And because they appreciate it and find reasons to like it, they don't hate it. So like, if you can find reasons to enjoy winter, you're gonna have a much less miserable time than you normally would. So if there's one thing that drives me insane about the winter, it is just all the people moaning about it. Stop complaining, please. The next question is, what is your favorite winter scent? And for me, I guess it's got to do with like anything that makes me feel warm or seasonal. So anything cinnamon and nutmeggy, if it's being cooked with or even in candles, I really enjoy that. And then for more Christmas oriented stuff, I would say anything peppermint, like candy canes, that's a really good winter scent for me. The next question is favorite winter fashion. And I guess I'll go with chunky knee-high boots that I can wear in the snow. Anything that makes me feel like wrapped up tight and secure, like a knee-high boot has that kind of effect on your legs. I enjoy that. I really like, not necessarily layering, I don't necessarily like wearing a whole lot of layers, but I like wearing long sleeve, long pants and stuff that makes me feel like cozy. So anything that lets me wrap myself up, that's a good winter fashion thing for me. The next question is turkey or ham. I like both pretty much equally. We never did the whole huge turkey roast for Thanksgiving or Christmas in my family. We were more likely to do something like sliced turkey or even just chicken, really. And I think we've had ham over the years too, but I'm not in part, like I don't really care which one I have, just so long as it's some sort of warm protein. The 12th question asks, do you get dressed up for Christmas or do you stay in your pajamas all day? I've always been pro staying in my pajamas all day. My parents are not really like that though, so they are more inclined to actually get dressed around like 10 a.m., 11 a.m. I never adopted that habit and I would just rather stay in yoga pants or my pajama bottoms at all times. I do like getting dressed up for the evening meal because I think that makes it, I don't know, it makes it fancier, makes it feel more involved. It feels more important, I guess. So pajamas up until dinner and then change for dinner. The next question asks, do you crank the heat or do you prefer to layer? Again, like I said, with winter fashion, I like to wear long sleeve pretty much everything. So I want a moderate temperature where I can wear that and potentially a sweatshirt without being too hot. That being said, my husband has a body temperature like an inferno, so he is always roasting hot. So I pretty much always have to layer with like heavy socks, sweatshirt, sometimes another shirt underneath, because he can be perfectly comfortable when it's freezing in here and I'm just like, oh, I need more heat. So I want one thing, can't necessarily have it, so I layer. The penultimate question asks, when do you think it is appropriate to start decorating for Christmas? And I have very strong opinions on that. I think December 1st and onwards is okay to start decorating and start playing Christmas music. I feel there was one year where, I don't know if it's when I worked at the bank in a branch, but the Christmas music started playing November 1st, and by November 20th, everybody was annoyed with the Christmas music. And that really kind of ruins the holiday season. You don't want to be annoyed by Christmas music by the time you hit December. So I feel like if you wait until December 1st, you get all the anticipation that leads up to that, and then you can decorate and be happy for the next month or so. I don't see the point in starting early, but I know I have a lot of friends who get started as soon as Halloween is done, and for me that is just way, way too soon. And the final question asks about tree toppers, whether or not you use an angel or a star, or I guess whatever else you can use. We have recently started to use cat. We have a little plush cat with a Santa hat on that we've started to put at the top of the tree with the star. So we used to be star people, but we've now become star with cat people, which is not going to be a common thing for many people, I don't think. All right, that is it for the tag. I'm gonna keep it super simple and tag some of my fellow Canadian beauty bloggers. I'm going to tag Samantha, Caitlin, and Haley. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.